Now, let us delve into perspectives from both the United States and China regarding the summit that has just unfolded. It seems there may be differing evaluations depending on perspectives. First, let's connect to Washington. Correspondent Kang Young-gu, I'm quite curious to see what kind of response President Trump will show regarding this summit. What do you think?
President Trump delivered his remarks aboard Air Force One as he was flying back home after the summit. He called it an outstanding and highly productive meeting with President Xi, rating it 12 out of 10 and expressing great satisfaction. The general consensus is that President Trump achieved significant political gains from this meeting. The agreement by China to work closely with the US on the acute fentanyl crisis, a major issue that President Trump has persistently highlighted, serves to reinforce and bolster his political standing considerably. Moreover, China's decision to resume US soybean imports has been especially beneficial for Trump's core supporters, boosting their livelihoods.
We could say President Trump laughed, but I'm curious about President Xi Jinping's reaction. Let's head to Beijing. Kim Han-chun, our correspondent, reports say President Xi appeared somewhat uncomfortable. Is that true?
Yes, that's correct. When meeting President Trump, it was clearly noticeable that President Xi seemed somewhat uneasy and tense. Unlike Trump, who actively leaned in and even patted his back, Xi slightly pulled his body back. His expression was mostly a faint smile, but it was essentially frozen. Given that President Xi has been defending against President Trump's relentless attacks, it's speculated that his expression might indicate that not all resentment has been resolved. Reflecting this, President Xi made some pointed remarks towards President Trump in his opening statement. He stressed the key responsibilities of major powers like the US and China in shaping global development, subtly hinting at the world's anticipation of their perspectives.
The authorities' positions are subtly diverging. Besides the two leaders, let's now take a closer look at how the media is evaluating this recent summit. Kang Young-gu, could there be differing opinions in the US media compared to President Trump?
Yes, there is a clearly noticeable difference in perspective. The US media generally predicts that this recent agreement may provide some temporary relief from trade tensions for several months. However, they perceive it more as a tactical pause instead of a significant structural breakthrough. For instance, the exact details of China's recent US soybean buys remain unrevealed to the public. Moreover, the annual renegotiation of key rare earth exports consistently adds to ongoing uncertainty. There's criticism that the tensions in the Taiwan Strait or the South China Sea territorial disputes weren't discussed, suggesting that conflicts between the US and China could flare up at any time.
What about China's perspective? Kim Han-chun, it seems China's response may have strengthened President Xi's position.
Contrary to Xi's serious demeanor, the current sentiment in China appears to see this as a notable triumph against US pressure. In his remarks during the recent summit, Xi emphasized points highlighting this sentiment, describing China's economy as an expansive ocean, resilient and abundant, with vast potential for growth. In this context, the statement conveys confidence in their ability to respond to any US move. Major Chinese media outlets like CCTV and Xinhua are creating a buzz by providing real-time coverage of the summit all day. In China, there is a strong belief in the immense power of rare earths. This belief countered the US tariff hike, and many think China will maintain a strategic edge in its ongoing competition with the US. This has been reported from Beijing.